Good evening, and welcome to MHC on the Rise, where it's our goal to create positive conversation and find solutions to those things that impact Martinsville and Henry County. And we have two wonderful guests with us tonight, and we're going to talk about preparing for college. And I would like for you all to introduce yourself, please.
My name is Shekila Yralux. I work at Bassett High School as the senior counselor.
And my name is Brian Pace. I'm the director of the Piedmont Governor School for Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Just listening to that, it sounds tough. And we're going to give you a chance to talk a little bit later, Mr. Pace, about Governor School. But, you know, we don't want to wait until May to start thinking about college. So we wanted to have this program now so that those seniors who are, getting ready for college will know what to do and what they should be doing at this time and, in February, March, and on down the road. And also for, younger kids, so they'll know what timeline they should be focusing on. But at this point in time, what should seniors be doing to prepare for college?
At the present moment, seniors should have already taken their SAT or their ACT. If they're currently a junior, they should be preparing to take the SAT or ACT later this semester. It's good to prepare in advance. That way, if you don't have the score that you would like, you can kind of increase that score prior to your senior year. Because we're in mid-January, most deadlines are January 15th, so those applications should be completed or almost near completion. Majority of applications are January 15th or February 1st for regular admission. Any early action or early decision has already passed for those students.
Okay. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Pace?
No, like I said, just be able to start on those things early. Don't. We have a tendency sometimes to procrastinate, and then it starts piling up on you. So definitely, the earlier you can get started will be helpful.
Absolutely, and another, other than the application, is the FAFSA, the financial aid, and that sometimes will dictate what college you can go to. Talk about the FAFSA form and, when students should begin submitting, the FAFSA form.
Well, when we speak about FAFSA, a lot of people don't understand what that means.
Okay.
That's the free application for federal student aid. And you could begin submitting a FAFSA January 1st, 2014 for any freshman starting August 2014. And a lot of times you cannot complete that application until you've submitted your 2013 tax return. Now with FAFSA, you can be awarded grants or you can be awarded loans. Grants is money from the federal government that you do not have to repay. Loans is something that you have to repay after you have finished college. Now what we always tell students is apply for your financial aid, but take at least the amount of loan as possible.
Okay.
And again, I would encourage, because my experience with the FAFSA form has been my own children, and that's an extensive process when you get into it. So again, that isn't something you want to wait. As soon as you can begin on it in February, even though you may need your tax returns, you can still go in and work on it, save it, and work throughout the month until you get the forms.
Now, what if I'm a student and I'm unsure if I'm going to college or not? Should I still take the SAT? Should I still complete the FAFSA form?
You should always complete it, even if you're not certain of what you're going to do. You want to always have some type of plan, whether it's going to Patrick Henry Community College. If you plan to enlist in the military, but you may want to take an online class, you still would need financial aid for that. So it's always good to be prepared ahead of time.
Okay. And we've talked about financial aid. Mr. Pace, talk to us about scholarships. Where do you encourage your students to look for scholarships?
Well, there's just a massive amount of areas you can look for scholarships. Obviously, a lot of our students are looking at academic scholarships, but the other great thing about the Martinsville and Henry County area, there's a lot of foundations here that offer scholarships. So I really encourage them to research where those scholarships are and to go ahead and make those applications, because anything that you can get is obviously helpful, but work closely with your guidance counselors, because they are a great source of information when it comes to scholarships.
And can you give us just a few names or places to go for scholarships?
Online, you can go to scholarships.com, fastweb.com. Every school in the county should have a listing of the scholarships that are available. And then we also have paper copies in the school as well. Students should look for scholarships that are for race, gender, religious affiliation, what your major is going to be, anything that could provide you money, that's what you should be looking for. And then, of course, looking on the actual school's website that you're going to they have money as well for merit and need-based aid.
And I know that you mentioned merit and need-based, and I know that, academics, your GPA will play a role in some scholarships, but what are some other things that will better your chance of getting a scholarship?
First-generation college students, if you're the first in your family to go to college, there's a large scholarship for that. There's large scholarships for minority students, students who are low income. There's scholarships just for anything, for nurses, architects, anything like that.
What about your extracurricular activities, Mr. Pace? Does that make a difference?
I think it does make a difference. Actually, we have a robotics team, which I'll talk about later, but through First Robotics, there are actually scholarships for that. We encourage our students. They are for particular schools, especially in the engineering field, but we encourage some of our students on our teams to look at those scholarships because they have that money. It's there available, and if it doesn't get applied for, no one actually receives it. So there's a lot of different ways, especially through your extracurricular activities, you could look for those things.
Absolutely, and I know that, and I'm just thinking back to, me and applying for college. I mean, a lot of times it's a lot of writing. I mean, you're filling out, and I'm sure now it's a lot of getting on a computer and, filling out applications, but what's your advice to students who feel like, man, I've already completed, FAFSA, I've completed 10 applications, now scholarships. What's your advice to those students?
You just hit the ground running. You don't want to have to pay for college. If you can get the money, then you do what you have to do to get that money. So whatever scholarship out there, and they have scholarships now where you just send a text message, and if you win, you get a $1,000 scholarship. There's so much money out there. There's no reason to have to pay for it.
Okay. Well, good. And so definitely, we encourage you to take advantage of those scholarships, and I guess you can probably just Google scholarships. And a lot of times, employment of your parents or students who have a job. I mean, I was in Burger King the other day, and I noticed that, they have given, recognized several of the local students who have received scholarships. So you never know where it's going to come from, and, don't get caught up in the name of the scholarship, but, $100 may pay for a book. A church scholarship, maybe that $50, that you need for whatever it is that you need for college. So definitely, we encourage everybody or all seniors to apply for those scholarships. Now you filled out the FAFSA, you've taken the SAT, you're working on your scholarships. Now you have to decide, what college am I going to? Mr. Pace, what's your recommendation to the governor school students when they're looking for a particular college?
Well, a lot depends on what is the career they're looking at, and some of them may not know that, but we like to have our students research some careers, find out what is required for those careers in terms of education, and then start looking at schools that are good for those particular careers. Have them look at what courses they will be taking, what they need to do to prepare for those things, and so they are really good about looking at different colleges, and I found in my experience with the students, it's amazing. I was talking to a young man, one of our students the other day, and he's applied for 10 colleges. Wow. Had 10 applications in now. So, there's a variety of areas that they look at, and so that gives them a lot of options when they start applying.
Okay, and I want to ask Ms. Yralux, when a kid comes in and they can't decide on a college, how do you tell a kid to choose between a large college and a small college? What might be the determining factor as to whether you should go to that, Virginia Tech, or whether you should, look at a smaller college such as a Ferrum?
Usually I just ask them, how far away do you want to go from home? Do you want a big change? Do you think you're ready for something like that? And then we just kind of pick schools that match their personality. Collegeboard.org is awesome in the fact of it just says, okay, I want a medium-sized school. I want these kind of athletics. I want to be able to do this, 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 and that. And then it'll tell you all the schools in the state of Virginia or out of state that has everything that you want. And actually, that's how I found my college.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. And would you recommend doing a college visit?
Always.
Absolutely.
It really helps to do the college visit before you apply. Sometimes you apply and then you may go and you're like, I didn't like this school at all. So it helps to kind of choose 2 to 3 to go to. And we always tell kids to pick 3 to 5 schools to apply to.
And I've seen that too. Students have their hearts set on a particular university and they visit and it just isn't what they thought it was going to be. And I think through that, the tour that they got led them in another direction. So it is essential that they go and and colleges give tremendous tours now,
Yes.
and what they show them is just outstanding.
Awesome. And, you know, just, you have that college. I mean, you know, you've been thinking about Virginia Tech all of your life, and you want to go to Tech, but somehow you don't get accepted. You know, do you give up, or what do you do at that point, you know, when you didn't get into that college of your choice?
You should have had other colleges that you applied to, because nothing's guaranteed. And then you just go to the next best choice. And then some students, if they are dead set on that school, I say, okay, if you feel comfortable, go to Patrick Henry Community College. Take 2 years, then you could transfer to that school, because PH has a guaranteed admissions agreement. If you keep a certain GPA and you go to apply to that school, that means that you're going to get into that college of your choice.
Okay. And that's, you know, good advice, because you don't want to just say, I'll give up. And the best way to get back on track to get into that school is to stay in a school.
Right.
You know, whether it's PH, or you could go
Correct.
to another school that you got accepted into, and then your college grades would determine whether you can transfer, you know, to that college or not. Great. Let's talk, Ms. Yralux, about being a guidance counselor. You know, what are some of the services that you provide or offer to students and parents who are preparing for college at this point in time?
As of right now, we sit with students if they need help filling out the application. I will sit there and help them fill it out. I do recommendation letters. I always talk to their parents. We have workshops and events after school. We'll sit there and do your FAFSA with you if you need that. We provide the scholarships to the students. They're on the website. We give it to them every day on the announcements. Anything that they need to try to get there, we will do that for them.
Okay. Are there any upcoming dates for workshops, college nights, or any events of that
Yes,
nature?
we have FAFSA night February 4th at
Okay.
Bassett High School, sponsored by the New College Institute, and that is from 5:30 to 7:30. That event is also sponsored at every other high school as well. So if you just go on the Martinsville City or Magna Vista High School website, you will see when your FAFSA night is.
Okay. And I received an email today from the tobacco. Can you, what exactly, I'm sure
That
you
is
probably
a-
received that as well. What is that about?
That is a really large scholarship offered in Martinsville, Henry County. That is something that's open around February or March, and that can provide a student pretty much all the way through college. And we have a lot of funding here in Martinsville, Henry County that can give a student full tuition all 4 years. Like the Charity League Scholarship has started. We still have Burger King, Buick, Achievement. There's a lot of scholarships that have just opened up. This time right now, second semester, is where all the money comes in.
Okay. And definitely students should be in contact with you. And are there any other, you know, people in the school buildings that would be of a valuable resource to a parent or a student who is, you know, trying to make sure that they're getting the right information as they prepare for college?
They can always ask their teachers, and if their teachers didn't know, then, you know, they can always come ask one of us. That's our job as school counselors. And we have college guides at each high school, and that's someone who's trained specifically in just working with students for college and for financial aid and scholarships.
Okay, well, great. And, you know, when we come back from the break, we're going to talk some with Mr. Pace about what he does at Governor School and with the robotics program. But before we go to the break, I want to kind of, you know, take a break from what we've been talking about, but also add on to that. I want to start something that I like to call idea sharing. You know, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm sure you guys have a lot of ideas, but you just don't have the time to implement that idea. And each week I want to share an idea, whether it's, you know, my idea, or if someone emails me or contact me and give me the idea. But this week the idea is that each church or organization in Martinsville and Henry County would sponsor a college student. And, you know, and I think about the college students who come home during the Christmas break. You know, you're only home for a couple weeks, so you're not going to get a job. You know, sometimes the family can't provide you, you know, with the finances that you need. But, you know, so that would be one way that you could help, but also communicating. You know, a lot of times, you know, students are the first in their family to go to college. It would be awesome for that church, that organization, to provide someone who's been through that experience to communicate with that student. Care packages, you know, just something out of the blue to send to that student to encourage and to motivate that student. And also someone who could serve as a mentor for that student. And if there's anyone in Martinsville, Henry County who would like to take this idea, Mr. Pace, and run with it and you know, call it your own idea, but, you know, just want to share these ideas so that hopefully somebody will pick it up take it. And I think this is something that could definitely, make Martinsville and Henry County better, because we are supporting our students, and hopefully they would, succeed, be more successful in college, come back and, help out in the community. Feel free to email me at gdill50, that's GDILL50 @yahoo.com, or, on my Facebook, which is just Garrett Dillard, if you have ideas or if you would like to take this idea and hear more about it. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk to Mr. Pace about Governor School. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Jim Mills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram presents Things That Are in the Family.
Going hiking with my dad.
Reading books with my parents.
Helping my sister with her homework.
Going on vacation together.
A Jim Mills lifetime warranty.
Because all Daddy's customers are in our family.
And during the Chrysler Big Finish event, get 0% APR for up to 72 months on select new models.
Join the Jim Mills family today across from the Martinsville Speedway or at jimmillschrysler.com.
Hi, I'm Terry Thurman. I was a nurse for a number of years, and one thing I learned is it's important to have regular checkups. That also holds true for your insurance coverage. At Patriot Insurance, we have a friendly, knowledgeable staff committed to getting you the coverage you need at a price you can afford. We offer auto, home, life, commercial, and health insurance with many different carriers. So call us or come see us at Patriot Insurance for a free insurance checkup. I promise it won't hurt. For all the unexpected occurrences in life, Patriot Insurance is here for you.
You're watching BTW 21, your neighborhood network, the pride of Martinsville.
Why do people drive for miles around?
The food is great and the service is superior.
El Parral, where quality food and fun come together.
At Memorial Hospital of Martinsville in Henry County, we understand the power of home, knowing that Memorial Hospital brings the latest technology and the best medical professionals together for you, our families, friends, and neighbors. Right here in Martinsville, it's sometimes the best medicine. When you need cardiac care, time is critical. Our expert cardiologists are just moments away, meaning better outcomes for you and your heart. The best in care, the closeness of family and friends. That's the power of home.
It's a small town community college with a large atmosphere.
You'll be surprised at how quickly you can achieve your goals.
The people here are so nice and really willing to help you.
I would not have my job at the health department if I hadn't received my associate degree from PH.
It's like a bridge to a four-year university.
It's laid back, you're meeting new friends, so why not?
You have the perks of the big school with all the different cultures here, while the small classrooms and the small town let you know that people are there and that it's more like a family than a school.
The professors at Patrick Henry Community College were excellent.
You can get everything that you're going to get at a larger school, except for you're not going to feel as overwhelmed.
It can only make life better for you.
I really like it here.
You'll end up loving it.
Welcome back to MHC on the Rise, and I have two wonderful guests with us here tonight, and we are giving you information about being prepared for college. And most of this information would be for seniors, but of course if you're in school at some point you're going to be a senior, so it can benefit anyone in our audience who's still in school, as well as parents of those students. But before we get back to the conversation about college, we're going to talk to Mr. Pace about Governor School. Why don't you just, tell us in general, what is Governor School?
Well, Governor School, there are actually 19 academic year Governor Schools in the state of Virginia, and so the Piedmont Governor School is one of those 19. Governor Schools were created back in the 1970s to serve gifted and high achieving students, to give them opportunities to work on different challenges and such. For our particular school, we serve 4 different school divisions. We serve Henry County and Martinsville. We have a site here uptown at the Jefferson Plaza where we serve those students. And then we also serve Pennsylvania County and Danville City, and we have a site at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research in Danville for those particular students. Students that we serve are 11th and 12th grade. We look at it as a 2-year program. They come in their junior year. They actually do the application process during the sophomore year, and if they are accepted, then they come in their junior year. They serve they come to us for half a day. They take their math, their science classes. We also do heavy dosage of research, and those are the things they focus with us. And they go back to their particular base schools, take their English, their social studies, and things like that. And so it gives us an opportunity to bring students. One of the things I love to see is we're bringing students from all around the community, even though, and I grew up in this area, and so I know there's some natural rivalries among schools and stuff, but it's great to see those walls come down when these students get together and see them interacting and seeing what students are like from the different parts of the community, and see them get in there and feel challenged and able to do some things.
Awesome, and I like the way you put that, a heavy dosage of research.
Yeah, we do. When I say heavy, I emphasize that. And we found that's probably been one of the things that, as we have students who have gone on to college, they email us back or they come back and say thank you for that. That is something that normally they don't get in high schools. Some of our former students are saying they're in college classes with other students and doing things in research such as working with APA formatting and stuff, and they have never done that before, and our students are very comfortable in doing that, and so they've had that exposure to it, which gives them kind of a benefit to be able to, and they feel much more comfortable because they know that they've been able to do that and move through it. Obviously, with our name, math and science is a really heavy focus that we have too. I know some people that scares them. That's not necessarily their most popular subjects, but we found that with our focus, especially with the math, that we're able to do a lot of especially on the calculus end, we do as much application there, and then with the science, we've got a wonderful lab that the new college has built for us, and so the things we're able to do there and give our kids that exposure to those particular activities, things that they will, because actually the classes they take with us are dual enrollment, which means they're not only getting high school credit, they're getting college credit. So they're actually doing college credit courses with us.
So there are a lot of benefits, of attending Governor School, and you mentioned juniors and seniors are eligible, but what's the criteria? Because I know you can't wait until your junior year.
No, and that's one of the questions I get a lot, especially from parents, is what should I be doing for my student? And I will compliment Ms. Yralux sitting here beside me. She works with students to help prepare them. If that's the track that they want to look at, they need to make sure they're on an advanced math track, okay, and also get through at least biology by their sophomore year. They need to be able to be focused on their schoolwork, be determined and work really hard there, but mainly is to be on that math and science track and do well with your grades.
And does GPA come into play?
GPA is, that's not the only thing that we'll look at, but that's an important thing that they need to be focusing on.
Okay.
Yes.
And out of the Piedmont Governor School, I know you guys also have a robotics team. Talk to us a little bit about your robotics
that's
program.
kind of our pride and joy. We actually we're in our 12th year of doing robotics. Let me back up. It's 11 year. This is the 12th year of our school. We started after our second year. We are a part of something called FIRST Robotics. It's an international program. FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. And what it was created for is to put students in a situation to where they have to take a challenge and they build a robot. Well, they have to not only build it, they have to design it, they have to problem solve through those things. We have 6 weeks to do that. Actually, I left to come here, and we're in the middle of in the second week of the build season. And it's probably the best thing I've ever done with students, to be able to have them use what we're teaching in the classroom. It gets very frustrating at times, but it's real world, because you have to design and then something won't work. I mean, your best well-laid plans are going to have to change, and so you've got to come back, think through, how am I going to change that? How am I going to attack this problem and move on and make it better? And so I love what we do there.
And I know that you guys compete, and I know that it does cost money.
It does cost. It's very expensive adventure.
Yeah,
yes.
and we're down to that last couple minutes, but I'd like you to, let people know how they can donate.
Well, you can donate to the Piedmont Governor's School, to our robotics fund, or our robotics team. I will compliment this community in that they have been wonderful in giving us support over the last, like I said, we've been doing this for 11 years, and we've had so many in the community step up. For the past 2 years, we've actually been a part of the Winning Alliance at the Richmond Regionals, and so we've actually advanced to the World Championships in St. Louis.
Awesome.
Well, that's a trip that isn't cheap, and the community has stepped up. So, but we need some help now. We are going in March. Actually, we leave on March the 19th to go to the competition there, hopefully do well again. And anyone that's willing to donate or would like to pursue that.
Give us a phone number or email
They can give me a call at 403-5625. I'm actually between sites, so if you don't get me, just leave a message on my voicemail, and trust me, I will get back. If you've got a donation, I will get back with you.
Let's donate, Martinsville, Henry County. Ms. Yralux, we're going to come back to preparing for college. You're going to get the final word tonight. What would be your advice to students who are in high school getting ready to leave for college?
Just pursue your dreams, work hard, finish strong. Whatever you want to do, the sky's the limit. If you need help, ask for it. Don't try to do everything by yourself. That's why people are here, just to help you.
Awesome. Mr. Pace, Ms. Yralux, I appreciate you all coming on tonight and being a part of MHC on the Rise. And next week we are, of course, Monday we'll be celebrating Martin Luther King Day. So we'll talk, some about the importance of the King holiday. I also encourage you to get out next week and take part. I'm helping to organize a Stop the Violence Walk. I know there's an event that's taking place at Laurel Park High School at 1 p.m. There's another event that's going on at 7 p.m. at Reach Out Apostolic Church. So there are a lot of opportunities to get out and take part. And of course, the King Day is a day of service. So get out and do something for your community, next Monday on Martin Luther King Day. Have a great night and continue to do the things that will keep MHC on the rise.
Primland, a resort of immense natural beauty and simple pleasures atop Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains and so close to home. A unique escape from the ordinary. Challenge the Highland course. Rejuvenate and refresh at the spa. Enjoy refined flavors of food. Celebrate the night heavens. Relax in sophisticated style. Discover the promise of Primland. Call 866-960-7746 or visit Primland.com.